Hello everyone and welcome here on the 6th video tutorial. My name is Paul and today I will tell you something about the save and autosave. Usually the gene is running for several days and we don't want to waste these days by losing our generation. So it's important to be able to and to know how to store and save your generation on your computer and to be able to open it from the last save point. So our gene, when it's open, it has three places where we can save something. At first it is the autosave, then there is a gene save, and finally the Excel has its own save inside, where we can see it right here, the save or save as. Every save is used for different purpose, and the first way how we can store our generation from time to time is to use the autosave by selecting and clicking the checkbox of the autosave. Just keep in mind the autosave is fully independent from the monitor section, so if I disable the monitor, the autosave is still working. So don't worry about this and just check the autosave. Then we can set up how often the gene and the generation will be saved during the time and during the generation. So we can save it after every 10,000 cycles, or after, I think I see 1 billion cycles, which is it takes a few days. So it's better to keep some value in the middle, where we can have about half of billion cycles or whatever. For today we will keep it as a minimum value, which is 10,000 cycles, but usually it's not recommended, because if your gene is running faster than 10,000 cycles per second, it will be saved every second and it will slow down your generation, and actually it doesn't make sense for you. So we can put it to higher values from this to half of billions of cycles, and it can be saved several times per day. So now I'll keep it like this in the minimum, that it's saved quickly for the tutorial purposes, and I'll start the generation. And now see it's preparing the record, and now it's running. You see how it's running, and to increase the speed I will just disable the record, and we see it was firstly saved via autosave when it was enabled, and there is a date and time when it was saved. After the run it will change, and you see it's saved every time very quickly. And in case your gene will crash down or something will happen right here, or you will accidentally close it, which I will do right now, and I got an error because I closed it during the running. I will try to close the Excel, and it asking me if I want to save it. Never do this, never save it. Just don't save, because if you do it, then you will save it in the error state and your gene will be damaged. What I can do now is to open the gene again, and you see it's saved from the last saved point at this day and time. And now what I will only do to start the generation from this last saved point, I need to click the activation setting and start. But you can do it without noticing that you need to check also the transfer like this. So if I do it right now, I will lose everything because it's like to make a new generation. In this case, don't do anything. You can just close it, and again don't save, and open it again. Now I had opened it again from this saved point, and what I need to do is check the transfer, because then I will transfer all the saved parameters and move them to settings. So then I click activation setting, and the generation now continues from the last saved point. And we can look, it was saved again at 12 o'clock and 40 minutes. So if it is again saved again, but it was shorter than 1 minute, so the time is the same. So what I can do now, I will close it to simulate that the computer crashed, click don't save, and open it again. So you see it's again in the activation state, and you see the transfer was saved as well. So at this moment I only need to click the activation setting and start, and the generation continues. So this is the first way how to save your generation. The second way is that I will end the generation, and then the gene save is accessible and I can save it right here. This save is possible to click only when you end your generation. You cannot do it during settings or during activation and starting the gene, and I will show it right here. If I click the activation, the save is disabled. So in these two operations, setting and start, I cannot save it, and the reason is that there are some semi parameters and the gene is in the semi state, which is not possible to save actually, as it's not finished, I would say. So if I end the gene, I will save it, and you see when I save it, the time has changed to the last save point. So then what I can do is to close the gene and open it again. So you see it was saved, and it's like the autosave, but I did it here manually by myself. The autosave is done automatically and you don't need to care about the save at all. But you might be at the end of generation and you want to keep your gene, the saved data. So in this case, when I end the generation, I want to buy the ticket and so on, do not lose the numbers and everything I have inside, then I use the save at the end. I will never, or please never, use the save for these two things. For saving generation, never use the save from Excel here or here. This save you can use only in case when you have empty empty sheet like this, and I put it end. So when it's empty and the activation is enabled, in this case you can use the save like here. It's the save that it will save the interface. There is nothing showing here any number, and this you can use when you implement, for example, a new preset. Here if I put some new numbers, I will write new preset. Then here if you create a new preset, do not click the save when the tab games is visible. Go back here and click the save like here. Or if you want to create a new language, if I put here, for example, my lang, so I can write here some words, and then again do not save it in the sheet game language or games. Or if I want to make a new skin, which I can write values here for these 3 tabs, never save it when one of these tabs is visible, because if I save it in this phase like here and I open it and then I go back to Gene interface, then all the buttons, when I click on them, they are disabled, they are not active. I don't know why, but the Excel is doing this like that. So if I add a new preset here, or a new language, or new skin with new numbers, then I click back and click the save. I can click the save also here, and also I can save as, and has a completely new file which I can use for new generation, where I can select a new game preset, or I can select a new skin or language. So these were all these 3 saves. One, as I mentioned, the autosave, the Gene save, and the Excel save. And now you know where you can use them, and please use them wisely, mainly the autosave and save, to keep your generation and not to lose it after several days. I am at the end, and thank you for your attention. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified about new video tutorials. Provide your feedback, comments, and I'll be happy for every like I will get from you. Join us on the Facebook page, groups, follow the links in the description. Stay tuned, and see you next time on the 7th video tutorial related to the new game preset. And here I will show you how to implement new game presets from the internet, which you can download from the Wade Hunters groups on the Facebook. So bye bye and have a nice day.